Hi, my name is Haytham El Dalil. I'm a mechanical engineer. I would like to talk to you today about a very interesting topic about maintenance planning. And actually, before we go through maintenance planning into deep discussions, I would like to start with the first session. The first session's topic will be about the different types of maintenance strategies, starting from the very old type, which called reactive maintenance, and ending by the most recent type, which is called proactive maintenance. The first type of maintenance is called reactive maintenance, and most of the people are calling this type of maintenance strategies as fix it when it breaks. It's simply when the equipment is failed, you go and fix it. So keep it running and fix it when it breaks. This strategy actually is a mode of firefighting, because all the time you have some issue and you have to go and fix it without any previous planning, without any previous preparation in terms of material, in terms of manpower, in terms of tools, in terms of heavy equipment. So everything comes up all of a sudden. This type of strategy is actually most of the companies now are trying to avoid through a better and more planned types of maintenance. The second type of maintenance strategies is called preventive maintenance. And this type of maintenance actually is based on time. So the frequency that you are maintaining your equipment based on time. So you fix it a certain frequency, and every time you replace or you change the part of this equipment or the component of this equipment based on this previous frequency. If you ask me how we are going to predict or estimate this type of frequency, actually the first main resource for this frequency is the recommendations from the OEM, or original equipment manufacturer. Usually in their manuals, operation and maintenance manuals, they would mention the recommended frequency of replacements for the components, or the main components, the critical components of their equipment. The second source that you might build your frequency based on it is actually your history, your experience. So let's say that if we have a motor and the bearings of this motor usually fails within 6 months, so you fix your frequency based on your previous history or experience. Before the 6 months ends or lasts, you decide and plan to replace these bearings. This type of maintenance might be a bit costly, yet it will give you a very good and high reliability for the equipment, and also give you the chance to do a good planning, a good preparation for your job, for your material and manpower and tools. The third type of maintenance strategies, it's called predictive maintenance. And from its name, it helps you to predict and anticipate what kind of failure you have in your equipment and which part or component of your equipment suffers from premature failure. There are some tools which help you to predict and anticipate these premature failures. One of the most important tools that we can use is the vibration analysis. Through the vibration analysis, you could measure the vibration of your equipment, and then through the spectrum analysis, you can predict and you can expect exactly which part, which component of your equipment suffers from this premature failure, and it gives you a good chance to plan and prepare for the replacement of this part or equipment before it fails. The second tool also that we can use in predictive maintenance strategy is the oil analysis. It's simply when you take an oil sample from the lubricant which lubricates your equipment, you can figure out what kind of contaminants inside your oil. So through this contaminations, you can expect if there's any part of your equipment, any component is worn out or damaged, and then you can plan ahead when to replace. This type of maintenance strategies, actually, with these type of tools, it's not very costly. Yet, maybe it needs a relatively high capital investment when you buy a vibration analyzer or a mini oil lab. Yet, most of those jobs nowadays are being outsourced to some other professional companies, which they have their own vibration analyzer, their own mini lab. And also you can rely on most of the oil suppliers. Most of the lubricant suppliers nowadays can provide such services free of charge to analyze your oil and to give you the results free of charge. As a matter of fact, you can integrate also both of these maintenance strategies, predictive maintenance and preventive maintenance. So, for example, through the predictive maintenance, you could change or adapt or optimize the frequency of your preventive maintenance. So, when you predict or you estimate the condition of your equipment, you can change the frequency or the time you decided before to replace such part of this equipment based on the condition. The fourth type of maintenance strategies, it's called proactive maintenance, and it based on the failures mode analysis. This is a very, very generic technique and very important technique which most of the designers are using in order to list down the main components of any equipment, and they start to analyze what kind of failures those components might be exposed to and how we can overcome these type of failures. And that's why most of the OEM manuals, you could see some recommendations based on this failures mode analysis. Actually, through this proactive maintenance, we can optimize the cost, and it also gives you a very high reliability for the equipment. By the end of this session, guys, we already covered the four most important types of maintenance strategies: reactive, preventive, predictive, and proactive maintenance strategies. During the coming sessions, we will talk into more deep details about each one of those types and also about some other interesting topics about maintenance planning. Thanks, and see you soon.